Okay, today we're going to do Module 5 review. Our objective is I can add and subtract three-digit numbers up to 1,000. So here's our first problem. We are going to add 285 plus 128, and then we are going to use subtraction to check our answer. So let's write out our problem vertically. 285 plus 128. Put the equal sign. Remember, we always start with our ones place, so I'm going to add 5 plus 8, which is 13. So I'm going to place the 3 in the ones column. I'm going to place the 1 in the tens column. Now I'm going to add my tens. 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11. So I'm going to place the 1 in the tens column. I'm going to place the other 1 in the hundreds. And then we're going to add our hundreds. 2 plus 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. Now, I'm going to use subtraction to check my problem. So, I'm going to place an arrow and I'm going to bring 413 to the top, put a subtraction sign, and then I'm going to add my other part, which is 128, and put my equal sign. Now I'm going to subtract, starting with my ones. 3 minus 8. Well, I can't do 3 minus 8. 3 is smaller than 8. So I go next door to the tens, cross out the 1, and it becomes a 0. I'm taking 1 away from it. Place a 1 in front of the 3 to make a 13. Now I can subtract 13 minus 8. 13 minus 8 is 5. Now I move to my tens. 0 minus 2. Well, again, I cannot do 0 minus 2 because 0 is smaller than 2. So I go next door to the hundreds, cross out the 4. 4, I take 1, so it becomes a 3. Put a 1 in front of the 0 to make 10. Now I do 10 minus 2. 10 minus 2 is 8. And then I move to my hundreds. 3 minus 1, which is 2. Now I need to check. This answer should match this answer, or the top, the first number, my total. Since it does, that means I did this problem correctly. Let's take a look at our next problem. This one is a subtraction problem. So this time I'm going to subtract, and then I'm going to do an addition check. So again, I'm going to start by writing my number vertically, 205 minus 146. Begin by subtracting in my ones. 5 minus 6. Well, 5 is less than 6, so I cannot subtract it. So I move to my tens. This is a 0, so I cannot borrow a 10. So now I need to move to my hundreds. So I cross out the 2. It becomes a 1 because I'm taking one of the hundreds, and I'm going to give it to my tens place. So place a 1 in front of the 0 to make 10 tens now. Now I'm going to borrow one of the tens, so the 10 becomes a 9. And now I'm giving the 10 to the ones place, so the ones now has 15. Now I can subtract. 15 minus 6 is 9. Moving to my tens, 9 minus 4 is 5. And then to my hundreds, 1 minus 1 is 0. Now I'm going to use an addition check. So I'm going to place the 59 on top. I'm going to add it to my other part, which is 146. And remember, I need to make sure that I'm lining up my ones and my tens, and then the hundreds. Now I can begin adding. I'm going to start with my ones place. So 9 plus 6 is 15. So I put the 5 underneath in the ones. I carry the 1 to the tens place. 5 plus 4 is 9. Plus 1 is 10. So I put the 0. Put the 1 in the hundreds place. 1 plus 1 is 2. Now I need to check and make sure that 205 matches 205. And it does. So that means I've done this problem correctly. Our last problem we're going to look at is finding the missing number in an equal equation. In this problem, we have an equal sign between our two subtraction sentences. What that means is this side has to equal the same thing as this side. So to start this problem, I'm going to first find out what the first side is, the one without the missing number. So I'm going to subtract 334 minus 144 and see what I get for my answer. So starting in the ones, 4 minus 4 is 0. 3 minus 4, well, 3 is smaller than 4, so I'm going to have to go to the hundreds. Take 1 away, it becomes a 2. Give 10 to the 3, so now it's 13. So 13 minus 4 is 9. And now 2 minus 1 is 1. So my first side is 190. Now I need to figure out the missing number to make this side also equal 190. It's helpful when you're missing a number to draw a number bond to see what you need to do in order to find that missing number. So I'm going to draw my number bonds. I'm going to look at my problem. Here I'm subtracting. When I subtract, I know that the first number is my whole. So I'm going to place 307 in the part of my number bond that's connected to the other two circles. This is my whole. That means my missing number is one part. And I know that I need to use this to help me solve this answer. So this 190 is my other missing part. So now, because I'm missing a part, I need to subtract to find the missing part. So I'm going to subtract 307 minus 190. And that will give me my missing number. So let's do in the ones, 7 minus 0 is 7. 0 minus 9 I can't do, so I go next door to the hundreds. Take 1 away, it becomes a 2. Give 10 to the 0, so now this is a 10. So 10 minus 9 is 1. And then 2 minus 1 is 1. So my missing number is 117. I needed to make a number bond and to think about how I was going to solve for that missing number. Let's take a look at one more problem like the one before. Here is my equal sign. So remember, this side has to become the same as this side. So I'm going to start by doing the side that is not missing a number. So I'm going to start by subtracting 750 minus 180. Starting in the ones, 0 minus 0 is 0. I cannot subtract 5 minus 8, so I'm going to take 1 from the hundreds, give 10 to the tens. Now it's 15 minus 8, which is 7. And then 6 minus 1, which is 5. So this side equals 570. Now I need to figure out what number goes in the blank to make this side also equal 570. So I'm going to draw my number bond to help me decide whether I need to add or subtract. Well, this again is a subtraction problem. But this time I'm missing my whole. So what that means is my whole is the number that I need to find. 200 is going to be one part. And then my answer from the other problem is going to be the other part. When I am missing the whole, I need to I need to add my two parts to find the missing whole. So I'm going to add 200 plus 570 in order to find my total. So 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 7 is 7. And 2 plus 5 is 7. So that means my missing number is 770. You are going to try this missing equation on your own. Here is your equal sign. You need to start by finding the number that is not missing. So start by subtracting 625 minus 400. After you have found this answer, draw your number bond to help you decide if you need to add or subtract to find your missing number. When you're done with this problem, you're done with the review for today.